Morning in progress.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Let's talk about that Scorpio sting. In the Mars Aries eclipse, the new moon, and going into the Scorpio full moon eclipse, I know everyone's feeling that intense energy. I know that it could be passionate, it could be exuberant because Mars is an energetic energy. It puts us to work, but it'll put us in a screeching halt as well and say, what are we doing here? And so the eclipse will bring you to those thoughts. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Is this purpose filled? Is this where I belong? Is this my journey? Do I continue it? Because there's an new moon that came in with the Aries um, eclipse, um, and also a full moon coming up on the 5th. Now, we had two Aries new moons, one in March when Aries came in, and then another one. So we have some new stuff going on with us emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. While we can get caught up in the emotions because of the energy that Mars brings, which is exuberating, exciting. I can do this. It's all about me. Um, One of the things I was thinking of, have you experienced the sting of Scorpio? Because Mars rules Pluto and Aries. Um, with that being said, the climate of anger can spark quickly. What we want to do is be able to recognize anger and frustration, not be a part of collective and perpetuate it, but allow ourselves to be moved out of situations that could be um, exasperating anger and danger, because Mars can be dangerous in this energy. The Mars energy is so much connected to the Clash of the Titans. If you can go back and watch um, the second Clash of the Titans. I can't remember um, the name of it, but this is when Perseus had come into his own and he was accepting that he was a demigod. So he started working with them. Mars was ranting and raving because he wanted power and he wanted to be seen. And so Mars is an energy that is an individual energy that it could, on a low level, feel like it's not being seen and it wants to be heard. And on a higher level, it will grow what it's supposed to grow, meaning the production, the work, um, the amorous activities of what life is about. So we have two parts of Mars, which is dark and light, and we all have that. So the Scorpio sting can be very intense at this time. And you can feel the intensity where it could take you into spaces of consciousness that you didn't know you had. And when I say consciousness, consciousness to reveal triggers that is needed to be healed. All right. So I had something that I wrote up and I want to read just a little bit to you guys. And Scorpio is ruled by the planet Mars, and the co ruler is Pluto, which gives them a complex and intense energy. They are known for their deep emotional intensity, strong willpower, you see, and their ability to transform themselves and their surroundings. So you can transform the feeling if it comes in a complex way. You must research yourself and say, what am I feeling? The Scorpio sting itself can refer to both the positive and negative aspects of Scorpio's personality. On the positive side, Scorpions are fiercely loyal and protective of those they care about. They have a natural intensity and magnetism that draws people to them. They are also highly intuitive and perceptive, able to read people and situations with ease. So a Scorpio can see what's happening before it comes, honestly, especially when it's been working on self-development. When they see it coming, what they want to do is learn to allow people to know that they have boundaries. And that means that in your self-development, every one of us, because this energy is in our chart somewhere, and we are learning how to either deal with it, rule it, or let it rule us. And if we let it rule us, then that means that it can become destructive. We're aware of what feels uncomfortable. So we research ourselves and say, what am I feeling here? When I'm put in a position that I don't feel good, then I research myself and then I say, do I have boundaries there? And if I don't, I learn how to put boundaries there so that I don't feel frustrated anymore. Because frustration is a place where either I'm not actually productive in something that I'm supposed to be doing, or something is overexerting itself to try to make me be what it wants me to be. And that could be people, persons, and places. People, places, and things. I'm sorry. I hope that you understand what I'm saying, because frustration means that I am not possibly understanding myself and what I need to do or what I need. And so I allow other things to take precedence over my feelings because it's a I am energy. Well, who am I? Am I a people pleaser? This thing will come out on a negative level if situations arrive that are repetitive, that are not productive. My instincts can see that it's not, but is my flesh willing to see it? The steam will come out positively when I'm excited about something that is happening that I could have been working on as a project. Because here, again, Mars is a work energy. It's a sexual energy as well, but it works during sex. It loves to exercise in most cases. So if someone is frustrated with the way that they look, their identity is pending in that. And so they should work out or change their health regimen, their meal plan, go to their doctor and find out what it is that they need to change. Sometimes you're not happy with yourself because you need to go within your temple. Now, again, these individuals and the energies that we're feeling is intuitive. It magnetizes positive and negative to us. On the negative side, scorpions can be possessive, and jealous and controlling. So those traits will come up. They have a tendency to hold grudges and can be vengeful when wrong. So we want to watch that because the sting will come out. And before something is said and done, what happens is no one can explain why this thing happened. The Scorpio would come because it can see that it's been in this place before. But sometimes we need to sit down and just hear people out. Sometimes we just need to not be in the same company that we had been in. But there's a way to look at the situation diplomatically, and you make the adjustments because we have journeys that are different. But in it, innately, the Scorpio sting that comes up and your feelings of anger towards others can be an anger that you have towards yourself because you're not being seen and operating in the way that your authentic self wants you to. So that means you got to speak up. Some people are afraid to speak up because they feel like they're going to lose. If you feel like you're going to lose, it might be worth it to lose it in order for you to gain your own soul consciousness and understanding. The scorpionic energy is very secretive. It can be manipulative. It uses their power and perception and intuition to get what it wants. So I wanted to come on and give that because you can feel it and see it as people are driving. You might see more accidents. You will see more conflicts because people are more engaged in why I don't want this or why I don't like that in rather than solving a problem. Some people are also caught up in simply solving the problem. And that will be in whatever area of your life you might be dealing with triggers that Scorpio can bring. It's really bringing up an economic, biological, social, and physiological, also psychological issues that we've had partaking in. And if you had a mother or a father that didn't listen to you, your Scorpio energy will be screaming, saying, "Why don't you hear me?" And your mantra should change within yourself and say, everyone hears what I'm saying. Everyone hears me. Because if at a child you felt like, it's not to say that your parents were in that position and that's how they treated you. If you ever got to a place where you felt like you weren't being heard, you could have closed the door on the fact that you actually were being heard and psychologically shut down, and now you need to reopen. But until then, you are stinging people because of your frustration and the way your perception is saying people treat you. First, I treat myself good, and then people will treat me good. And that means boundaries. All right. So anyway, you can contact me at www.kimwarnersworld.com. What else? Oh, I have free downloads. You can email me at kim@kimwarnersworld.com for free downloads, and be blessed and keep the peace through this energy, because it's going to show you something great about yourself. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.